Hello viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Elsie Care Stitch and my name is Elsie. In today's video, I would like to teach how to make a Cowl Kaftan Boubou with one vertical seam joining both back and front. And to do this, you need 3 yards by 60 inches soft fabric like satin, chiffon or silk. Like this one I have here is quite soft, so that's what I'm coming to use in making this. So I will use this paper to illustrate what I'm coming to teach today. So let's say this is 60 inches by 3 yards. First of all, we have to check the full length of the outfit we are about to make. This particular one I want to use 55 inches and I have to add 1 inch to make it 56 as its sewing allowance. So let's say this is 60 but I want 56 inches out of it. I just have to fold out the 4 inch and take out the excess. Secondly, I'll fold the fabric into 2 this way. This side is closed and this is open. Now I'll measure out 16 inches from this side downwards where it is open at. I'll measure out 16 inches and bring this side that is closed to connect to that place. Now if I send it up, it will open this side out. If I bring it down to make it maybe 20 inches or more, it will close this side. It is how I like it. If you like it closed, you just have to drop this. If you want it open, you send it upwards and this side will be open. Now I want mine a bit closed, so I will be using 20 inches. It means I'll measure out from here to this side 20 inches and I'll mark it out like so. Then I will connect this side to it this way. Then I'll now turn my fabric like this to have my 90 degrees running this way. This particular one will be the back and this one down here will be the front. So I'll now continue with the back neck depth. So the back neck depth is 1 inch and the width will be 3.5, and I'll just connect it this way. So the front depth neck will be same thing, 3.5 in the width and then maybe 8 inches in depth. So this is how it will be. I'll just connect it this way with a V if I like. I can shape it anyhow. So that is it. Now my sewing allowance will come from this paper, this side here. So I'll just continue a bit like that, and my sewing allowance will be just 1 inch, so it will come this way. So this is it. Now from here I'll measure out my shoulder to shoulder, and let's assume it lands over here, and then I give the shoulder to shoulder, I'll drop it by 1 inch over here and then shape it in this way. But instead of stopping, I'll continue straight. So basically this is what I'm coming to do on the fabric. So I'll be stitching over here Now, when you watch those kind of boubous, they shape the front, they give it some V, but I'll measure from this end upwards, my knee to my ankle. If it's like 18 inches, I'll just measure it from the back one. I'll measure it from this side upwards, 18 inches, wherever it stops at. Then I'll also mark this place to make sure I know, because this is supposed to be my side seam, which is not open at all. So I'll just make a mark or something to make me know that this is where it ends up. So when I open it, this is where it is. So I'll just shape this side into this mark. If you like, you can give it a sharp V. If you like, you can curve it. But for what I want to do, I will not curve nor shape it. I will just leave it this way and give it a slit. So my stitch will stop over here and this side will be a slit for me. That's what I want to do with this. So let me just cut this for you to see exactly how it will look like at the end of the day. So this one goes this way and this one also. Then both of them will have the same shoulder slope, and that is it. From here, I will measure out my arm opening, where my arms will pass. So the arm opening, and I'll just measure like 8 inches and stop here, and I'll stitch this way up to this place, and that is it. We are done with the dress. So the most important measurement we need for this outfit will be the full length, the shoulder to shoulder, and the knee to ankle length, especially for the slit or the shape that comes in front of the outfit. Now the full length I'll be using here is 55 plus my sewing allowance. That will give me 56 inches. The shoulder to shoulder here too is 16 inches. So when I divide it into 2, I'll get 8 inches. And then the knee to ankle, I'll be using 18 inches for my slit. Now, because the fabric is longer, I've already folded it, and the excess is about 4.5 inches. So I'll take all that out. Then we continue. So the next thing I'll be doing is to tack it back. I have to tack back so that it doesn't shift. So as you can see, the fabric is already folded. This is the right part and this is the wrong part. So I folded the right part in so that when I'm drawing on the wrong part, to not affect the fabric itself. So I folded it. This is 54 inches because we said you need to use 3 yards, and 3 yards divided by 2 gives us 54 inches. Now, this is the open part, and this side is closed. This is the closed part. I'll now measure out from this point. I'll measure and pay attention to this because this is the technique of making this really fast. So I'll measure out 20 inches. You can use from 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You can use any, but it depends on how big you want this, the lower part here to be. If you want it close, you can come down to the 20. If you want it open, you can go up to maybe 14. You can even go up to 12. So I want mine closed, so I will measure out 20 inches. So that's where my 20 inches is. Then I'll now pick from where it is closed, connect it to this side and pin it down. Because it's a bit shaky, you have to be patient with it so that you can arrange it well. So I have folded it and I'm making sure that the inner one is not short over here. I'm using this ruler to straighten it up well. Now everything is set properly. You don't do it haphazardly, so that your clothes will come out neatly sewn. And I'm holding part of it down, before we continue. Okay, so here we have it all arranged. Now I'm coming to shape the neck depth and width. For the back, this side, like I said earlier with the paper, this one is the back of the dress and this is the front of the dress. So my neck width, the neck width I'll be using is 3.5. So I'm marking it over here. It's my neck width. For the back, the depth will be 1 inch. So I'll just connect this. All right, then I mark it on the under, that's the front also, so that I can know where I'll measure the front depth neck at 8 inches. So it starts from here, so I'll mark it over here. Now the sewing allowance that I'll be adding to the front is only 1 inch. You can use ½ inch, you can use 1. I'll just measure out the 1 inch over here. My 8 inch stopped here, so I hope you can see it. So that's for the front and this is the back. Now I'll just mark 1 inch throughout so that I can cut it off. Okay, now let's continue with the shoulder to shoulder. So shoulder to shoulder is 16 inches, and divided into two we'll have 8 inches. So when we place it on the fabric, this is where I marked. And now then the shoulder slope will be 1 inch over here. I hope you can see it. The shoulder slope 1 inch. Now I will connect this side to this side, but instead of stopping, I'm going to go all the way through. That will make my bubu not fold at certain places. I would not like to have folds. So maybe this. So I just cut through just to make way to shape my neck depth. Then so the next thing will be taking out the sleeve opening, and I would like to mark it at 8 inches. I'll stitch from this side and stop over here and leave this side as the sleeve opening. Then I'll also stitch this side. When I am done, I want to pipe it, so I'll get these fabrics, I'll cut them in bias form, and then I'll use it to pipe the neckline. So our last measurement here is the knee to ankle, that is 18. So that's what we are going to use in shaping it. And let me quickly go through this one more time. Like I said, you may shape it straight to give it a V, but from this point to that point, so that when we open it out this way, it will go like this. This is how it will be looking like. But I don't want this. I'm going to be leaving it like that. But after I stitch my 1 inch, I'll just create a slit. Like I will not stitch it up to the end. So I'll just leave that slit there as an opening. That's what I'm doing with this. But if you like, you can just shape it out this way. You can go like this and then have your 1 seam Cowl Kaftan Boubou. So that is why I'll be leaving mine. I will not shape it through. So whatever I illustrated on the paper, you can use it if you want. You can use mine too. My 18 inches stops here. From down here upwards. So this is where my 18 inches stops at. So my stitch will stop over here. And then what I normally do is I will tack this place with thread and needle. And if you want to know what tacking is, or I will give it a running stitch So running stitch, I'll make a running stitches over here. I have a video on running stitches. You can go and watch it and see how it is done for those who are beginners. I'll just do running stitches here, and I'll open it out, iron it well, and finish it by folding it this way and stitching on it throughout, from this side all the way back to this side. So thank you so much for watching. We've come to the end. When I'm done with making the dress, you'll see it. Thank you. So I'm done with our beautiful outfit, and like I told you earlier, I don't want this shape, I want a slit, but for the sake of the tutorials, I've folded it in, held it with some pins so that later on I can remove it and use it. And if you don't take time, maybe I might end up using it like this. And I piped the neckline beautifully, and I use a flat fell seam for the shoulders. I'll be doing a video on that soon. And I hem the rest beautifully. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.